The CJ and Go TV podcast, episode 14. It's Jane.
And it's JV, and we're back.
You're slipping on your duties.
It's been a while. It's been a couple weeks, guys. Sorry about that.
Yes.
Has it been a couple weeks? Yeah, October 25th was our last
because
podcast.
I left.
Yes, Jane
on the 31st.
To Cuba.
Yeah,
And,
Charlie, Mary, and I went to Cuba.
Yeah, and this is coming out a little bit late, guys. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Usually it comes out on Thursdays, but it's coming out probably on a Saturday.
Yeah.
But that's okay. So, first of all, I just want to thank all our Patreons for making this happen. We could not do it without our Patreons, so thank you for supporting us over there.
Oh, there we go. Thank you, Patreon.
Thank you, Patreons, for all your support. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video and write a comment. We'll be answering questions from the comments on YouTube. So write a comment. That helps a lot. Also on iTunes, leave a review, 5 stars, preferably. And now, guys, this podcast is available on Spotify. So check it out on Spotify. Just type in CJ and Go TV. We'll pop right up. Follow us on Spotify, and you'll get all the episodes right when they come out.
I like that. You did well. I was looking at your legend there. What is F3?
What do you think? What does that look like?
A key?
No.
I have no idea what that is. A whistle?
It's like a trumpet thing. I'm missing a piece.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. So I wrote this.
It's like a legend he wrote.
Yeah, a little legend for the sound effects. I'm going to add more.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Okay,
haven't done
that's
that yet.
the losing thing. That's good.
Yeah.
So,
hold on. Welcome back to the CJ and Go TV experience.
It's not the experience. It's the podcast. Anyway, let me talk about my trip, man.
We got to do all the stuff first at the top of the show. You got to thank all the people. But soon that'll be sponsors. But we don't have any sponsors.
I'd like to thank everyone I've ever met in my entire life. Okay, moving on. Even those I haven't met. Moving on. Okay, the trip to Cuba. Justin, what city did Charlie and I go to?
Rio de Janeiro.
Do you know what country that is?
I don't know. I just said whatever.
Oh my gosh, that's Brazil. No, we were in Veradero in Cuba, and it was incredible. So, kind of cool from my perspective. We left. I went with my friend Shannon and her baby, Emerson. He's 8 months old. We went and we left with so much stuff. It was the first time in my life I was ever traveling with that much stuff. Babies, they're so teeny, but they need so much. So like half my bag was diapers. So I came home with such a light suitcase that it was crazy. But anyway,
did you have any leftover diapers?
I gave them to Otto.
Oh, but like you had leftover diapers?
Yes.
Okay.
Like some. But not many. It was like maybe 10. Like that was it, man. It was crazy. And we would have gone through the whole thing, but she spent a lot of time in her swim diapers.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had a great time. Something that I learned about swim diapers that I did not know before this trip. I thought that they were like magical or something because I said like, how do the kids do this? They're in these diapers so much, in and out of the pool, and they're just dry. Like they just dry, but they hold in the poop when the baby poops. Mm-hmm. It doesn't go in the pool. But it does not hold in the pee. Oh. That is the magic of the diaper. So the pee comes right through, usually into the pool or wherever the kid is sitting if they're in the diaper while you have them out of the pool.
Right.
So, but it's okay because urine is sterile, right?
No.
No?
That's not okay.
Is that not?
I don't know.
Baby pee is not okay in a pool?
Whatever, I guess. I have no idea.
In the pool bar, where there's the pool bar, I'm sure like those big guys that sit there all day, they don't ever leave.
People pee in the pool all the time.
And that pool is warm, and there's no heater.
Oh my God.
I dipped my toe in, and I was like, I'm not going in that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are gross. People pee in the pool, hot tubs especially.
What?
Because it's hot, and people, old people, for sure they pee in the hot tubs.
Oh my god.
They just let it go. They're not gonna get out. They're too lazy. It's all hot. They're nice and relaxed.
Oh, gross.
Remember we used to go in the condo pool, and then
Yeah.
there was like constant warnings of like
Yeah.
viral
It
infections.
kept there was like bacterial vaginosis that went rampant, and it was like all these different things.
And then they kept emptying the pool, cleaning it out, and then
Yeah, the
like
hot tub.
a few
It was
weeks later,
gross.
it would be again.
Yeah.
So some lady probably had some problems, and she kept going back
and then spreading
infecting
it.
the pool.
Yeah.
Gosh, gross.
It was nasty.
Yeah,
man.
I just thought about that. Old people on vacation having drinks, they're not gonna get out and go.
But the hot
pee.
tub's not hot in like Cuba or in Dominican.
Yeah, but if there's,
It's just
I
a
don't know how it
bubbly
is, but
water.
if there's people that chill out there a lot for hours
Oh my god.
and they're
You're
drinking,
ruining my life right now.
when you drink, you want to pee all the time.
I would go to the bathroom like 6 or 7
Yeah,
times.
that's us. But we're like, the world is messed up. You see the comments.
It's true. It's true.
Comments have like destroyed our like faith in humanity.
Yeah.
No, but like there are good comments.
Yeah.
There's like 95%, 99% are great, but then there's like the 1%.
91%.
Yeah,
Right?
there's a percentage
Yeah.
that are just terrible
But
people.
yeah, so I learned about those diapers the hard way. Here's how I learned about them. I had one on Charlie Bear, and I brought her back to the room, and I had her laying on the bed for a minute just because I was switching my bathing suit.
Mm-hmm.
And when I picked her up, the whole bed was soaked.
Oh.
And I was like, what happened? And I felt her diaper, and it was like a little wet on the outside, and I was all confused. And then as I was holding her against me, she started to pee again. And then it started to run down my side of my belly onto my legs and onto the floor. And I was like, oh my gosh, it doesn't hold pee.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so that's how I learned.
When I was...
She was just marking her territory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I took a nap today, I was on the couch, and then I had a dream that I had to pee. And then in the dream, I was like,
Did you pee the couch?
hold on, just hold on.
Oh my God.
Hold on.
You peed the couch.
In the dream, I'm like, oh man, I gotta pee. And then I was like, wait, you're dreaming. So if you don't pee, because you're gonna pee the bed or whatever. And then I was like, no, I'm awake. What are you talking about? Like I'm fine.
You were
I'm
having
awake.
this conversation like with yourself?
And then I went to the
no.
washroom, and then I peed, and then
Like in real life, you got up and went to
no,
the
this is in the dream. In the dream, I
Oh,
peed,
no.
and then
Did it start to come out?
and then the pee turned blue, like it was like super blue, and I was like, oh yeah, I drank a blue slushie today, and then like I woke up shortly after that, and then I checked. I was like, oh no, I was sleeping, and then I checked, and I was fine.
No,
I was
not
like,
even a dribble?
Nothing.
Oh my gosh.
But that was close.
Yeah. Whenever you dream that you're using the bathroom when you're sleeping, that's when you usually have an accident.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, like that's when people in general have an accident.
that's what I mean.
Like,
I'm not saying you.
Oh,
I'm
okay, yeah,
saying
yeah.
like that's when a person has an accident.
Yeah.
Like I've done that before, where I've dreamed
sure.
I was
But,
on
like,
the toilet.
it was
and then,
weird
like,
'cause I was trying
it
to-
starts, and you're like,
Yeah.
and you like run to the bathroom.
I was like talking to myself, like, you're dreaming. Like, no, you're not. You're obviously awake. This is real.
Yeah.
And then I convinced myself it was real, but then I didn't pee.
Okay, when's the last time that happened to you and a little pee came out?
I don't
Or
know.
a lot of pee came out?
It's been a while. I don't really remember it as vividly as that one because that one just happened.
Well, just today, right?
Yeah.
For me, I don't know. It was maybe while pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's understandable. Pregnancy.
Whenever I sneezed while I was pregnant, I would pee a little too.
Yeah. I heard
Like-
about that. Women, when they're pregnant, they pee a lot.
Yeah.
When they laugh or whatever.
Or
like,
sneeze
or
or cough.
Yeah.
Or if you can't get up because BMO's sitting on you and you don't want to disturb her because you feel like you're neglecting her.
What? And then you pee? Don't tell me.
Just a little bit. I'm like, come on, BMO, get up.
Just
please."
get up. Okay, Jane does this thing where, like, if BMO is lying on her or, like, Charlotte's in, like, a comfortable position, she won't move. I'm sure a lot of you guys with pets will do the same thing.
Or
Like,
humans.
Or humans. Like, if they're lying on you and they're sleeping and they're very comfortable, like, you won't move. I'm just like, just get up. Sometimes you'll spend like an hour in that
You're
same
gonna
position.
say hours.
No,
but...
no, it's never hours, but like an hour in one position. You're
And
like,
even if
I
my
can't
leg's
move.
asleep or anything, I'm
No,
like,
just
Justin,
get up.
please.
They don't mind. They're gonna forget in 2 seconds.
I just want them to be happy.
I know they have short memory spans, but okay. So any more stuff about your trip you want to talk about?
I
or
have
can
barely talked about my trip. The only thing I talked about was the diapers.
Okay.
Do you
It's
not care about
It's super interesting, your trip. Okay.
Kill you. How come you're not asking me anything about it? Don't you want to share the awesomeness that was my trip?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, so something that I was like worried about on the trip was that I was going with another mom and her baby, and we were sharing one room. But it turned out to be really awesome because when babies cry, they don't wake each other up.
They don't?
No.
Whoa.
Like,
I thought it would be
Charlotte,
like contagious.
Yeah, Charlotte could be screaming and Emerson will sleep through it. Or Emerson could be screaming and Charlotte's just like out. Actually, when one night Emerson was having a tantrum, right? And he was like crying. Charlotte slept like dead, sleeping right through it. When he stopped, she started to wake up.
Whoa.
Yeah, because
That's
I think it's like, because it's like white noise.
Yeah.
But it was fine. It didn't matter. He was a great little kid, like a great little squirt. And Charlotte was great as well. And then Shannon and I, we got to have like whisper conversations. We didn't get to hang out too much. Like we were together every day, but it was hard because they never napped in sync. So it would be like Charlie would go down and then she would wake up and Emerson would go down. And then it was like we were just constantly like switching. But it was cool at the same time. One thing was that I was worried about was that we were going to have to go to bed so early because it's not like we could leave the kids, right? So Charlotte slept in the bed with me and we, like I'd get her in bed by like 7 or 8 at the latest. And then I'd get in bed with her and I would message you and talk to you. And then around like 9:30 or 10, I would fall asleep. But it was amazing because I would wake up and I'd have to get up at like 6 with her. And I wasn't angry at the world. Mm-hmm. I was well rested.
Yeah. Okay, because now when we do our live shows, sometimes they run late. They run until like maybe midnight, sometimes 1 a.m. And then we end up going to bed at 2. So we have this pattern now. We're both, I work from home. Jane is on maternity leave and she works on YouTube as well. So
and I got something else brewing.
Yeah, and she's taking care of Charlotte and BMO. So
no, I'm talking about my thing that I did today.
Oh, yeah. She's doing another course as well.
Yeah.
So we started the cycle of going to bed at 2 a.m. and getting up around 9 or 10.
No, you were getting up at 9 or 10. I get up at 6 or 6:30.
Yeah.
So I was pretty much going on 4 to maybe max 5 hours of sleep every day. And like I'd have to get up with Charlotte from 6 till about 9 or 9:30. Yeah. And then we'd get back in bed and she'd fall asleep. And we'd sleep until like when you're up, like 10:30. And then it's just like that kills me. I'm not a nice person with that little sleep. So on vacation, I felt like a new person. And it was so wonderful. Mm-hmm. And I want to continue that. Not going to bed at 8:30, obviously, but at least like 10 o'clock. Because when you have enough sleep, you really are nicer. You take things more kindly. You're gentler. You're like, you have more patience for people. I swear, I don't know. It's different. Yeah. If I was hot at home and I had 4.5 hours sleep, how angry would I be?
Hot at home?
I hate being hot.
Like heat right? Hot. Yeah.
Like, yeah. So if I'm super hot, I hate that. But I hate being freezing too. I want to be the perfect temperature at all times.
Canadians.
Yeah. So
it's too hot. It's too cold.
Yeah. But anyway, on the trip, it was so hot that Charlotte was like screaming and I had to take off all her clothes. She was just bumming around in her diaper one day when we were in Verdero to meet my buddy. And I was just calm and kind. And I'm like, it's okay, baby. And the whole time she was going nuts, I was just bouncing her and I wasn't getting frustrated at all. And it made me realize that it was my zipper that was on here. Yeah, it made me realize that I need more sleep.
Right.
Yes. But the vacation was fantastic. We spent all our time in a cabana on top of an infinity pool. And I got to see my buddy that is Cuban, and I've seen him like every couple of years at least, sometimes more frequently than that for the last 10 years. And a cute story about JV over here. After we left and we got to Cuba, we didn't get internet right away because we were just sort of getting ourselves settled, and then we went to bed right away. JV was so worried about us that he was like blowing up my Facebook Cuban friends. He's like, have you heard from Jane? Because he thinks that everybody has Wi-Fi in Cuba, but they just got the internet. It's only at work.
Okay, so Jane left and then she landed and then so Jane left at, what time did you leave?
4.
And then so she would have been there at like 10.
Oh, well, I got there about 8:30.
8:30, okay. Even earlier. 8:30. So I was like, okay, maybe she'll message me. Nothing. The next day, nothing. I'm freaking out. I'm like, what, did the plane go down? Like, I haven't heard from her.
We messaged you at 10 a.m.
No, it wasn't 10 a.m. And then the next day went by, and then like at the afternoon, you messaged me.
Okay, so the afternoon.
Okay. So like, I'm thinking the plane went down. Like, what the heck's going on? As soon as you get there, Wi-Fi was in the stupid lobby.
Yeah, but I had to wait till it opened to get a card.
What's the lobby wasn't open?
You have to buy cards.
Yeah.
From a human.
But there's people in the front all the time.
No, you don't buy them from there. You buy them from the internet cafe.
Oh. Still
what?
I was worried. What the heck? What am I supposed to do? I'm just at home alone.
Hello, Otto. This is Justin. I am Jane's husband. Please help me. I'm so
I didn't
scared.
sound like that. I just
According to my calculations, they should be landed and safe, but I haven't heard anything.
Why do I sound like such a nerd?
Please help
I'm
me.
not Steve
My
Urkel.
calculations.
Just like, hey, have you heard from Jane? When you hear from her, tell her to message me back. That's it.
Hey, this is Justin. I love you.
What?
I don't know. I didn't know what to say. I got all nervous. Yeah. So, nothing that you want to ask me about the trip?
No, what
we
else?
Haven't even
you went on vacation.
So
you had a great time. What are you?
We haven't
We
talked
talked
about,
every day.
I know, but
we
not.
video chatted. We messaged. You were just at the resort. I don't know.
I went into the city and stuff. We didn't talk about when I got home because I was saving it for the podcast.
Okay, go for it. What about when you went to the city? What'd you see? Did you see people playing soccer and then there's
what country do you think I went to?
There's what do they call it? Like not food trucks, but like hot dog stands, but just like selling like other types of ethnic foods.
No.
And like
Cuba's
kids
not like
playing
that at all.
soccer with
Actually,
bare feet and
kind
like
of
in concrete.
None of that. So something sad.
And then like guys walking around with AKs.
Not at all. It's Cuba. So anyway, something sad that I noticed that had changed was last time I was there was not that long ago. I can't remember. But a hurricane hit, I guess last year. Mm-hmm. And it devastated the city. It looks so run down and old, like suddenly. And I was asking Otto about it, and he said it's just like it takes a long time to fix things. And he said, and we had 3 hurricanes in a row, so we haven't been able to fix anything.
Right. And it's like when you start to fix something, and then another hurricane comes, and you start to fix, and then you're just like, let's just wait, just in case.
Yeah.
No one hits
And
again.
then something else that kind of like hit me. We were out and we were walking in Verdero, and then his wife got really excited and she ran into a store. And she came out with a plastic bag and 2 bags of diapers, like the kinds you would get at Shoppers Drug Mart, right? And I was like, oh, is this the brand you like? And then Otto started laughing, and he told her what I said in Spanish. And then she started laughing. And I was like, what's so funny? And he said, it's almost impossible to find diapers in Cuba.
Whoa.
So if you find diapers, you buy all of them.
Holy.
Because you almost can't get them anywhere. Like, doesn't matter size, anything. You just get what you can get. So and they don't have strollers either. So I felt bad because I would have brought one of ours that I was cool with leaving if I knew that, right? I would have given it to him in a heartbeat. But basically, what I wanted to get around to was this point that if you go visit Cuba, Otto told me that if people come, the best thing for them to bring is like diapers or like children's Tylenol or clothes for adults or kids or anything, just like things that they don't have. If you have a car seat or a stroller or anything like that, you bring that and just give it away. People will be so grateful because it's stuff that they don't have.
Right.
Yeah, and people often think like, oh, I'll bring money and I'll give it to them. That's great. Excuse me, but they don't have manufacturers of places. So things that you would think wouldn't cost that much cost a fortune. So they don't have a diaper factory. So all their diapers are imported. That's why there's not that many. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, bring what you can when you go to visit, and just you'll love the Cuban people, and just give them stuff, man. It's so nice, and it helps them out a lot. And yeah, that's just my 2 cents about Cuba.
Okay, great job, Jane.
Moving on. Thanks.
Let's move on to the next topic. Good job, Cuba talk.
Justin hates traveling. Don't listen to his response.
I don't hate traveling, guys. I don't hate it. Okay, next.
Go anywhere. Why didn't you go with us?
I had to work. Okay, when we got back, Jane got me something special for my birthday, which was Rhett and Link.
It was not for your birthday.
Good Mythical Morning. What? Was it?
No.
Oh, it wasn't for my birthday. It was for
our anniversary. And I was supposed to get our wedding vlog.
Yes, which I did.
It's not done.
There was another file of videos that I didn't know existed.
You mean the one called Wedding? Let's look at the one called Wedding on the desktop. The one that I put on the desktop, and I was like, hey, it's on the desktop. I called it Wedding. Oh, there it is at the top of your desktop.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I
worked
on it and I made it.
I didn't know that file existed.
Why is my nose plugged?
Because you never blow your nose.
So I did it, and then so we went to Rhett and Link show, and it was amazing. I loved it. So if you guys don't know, you might know, but Rhett and Link kind of inspired the set of our show and like the format of our show. They do a show called Good Mythical Morning. They have like 14 million subscribers. They've been doing it for over 10 years. When I started watching them, I think it was 3 or 4 years ago, they kind of helped inspire me to start doing YouTube. And our whole set and our background, everything is based on their set.
Yeah.
So my mentality was, these guys are the best in the business, so let's try and emulate what they do, and then we'll like put our own twist on it.
Yes.
So everything about our show is influenced by them. We even do like burger challenges, we do like spicy challenges, because inspired by Good Mythical Morning, Rhett and Link. So we saw them live. They came to Toronto. Mm-hmm. We saw a live show with them.
Of course, we were late.
Yeah, we missed a little bit. I think we missed like 10 minutes of it, but
would have been good to see the opening.
Yeah, would have been cool. Because another thing why I wanted to see the live show is because eventually I want to do something like that with Jane, where we do some kind of a live show. So I was like, what the heck do YouTubers do for a live show? Like, I don't understand. They're not like telling jokes or something or singing.
I could tell jokes.
But when we went, it was like a comedy musical show.
Yeah.
Like, it was pretty much, they were telling a story about how they met and like stories from their childhood.
Yeah.
And they would tell jokes and have a slideshow of like stories from the childhood, and then they would go break into a song. It was really cool and like interactive. They would bring up members from the audience. Mm-hmm. It was really refreshing to see and really entertaining.
It was entertaining.
Yeah. Jane was sick throughout the whole show.
I was. So I had a good time. I did, but I was definitely feeling rough.
Yeah, she was sick.
But there was someone who yelled out as we were walking out. They're like, Jane! And then they waved at me, and I waved back, and I couldn't see who it was properly because I wasn't feeling well and I wasn't fully paying attention. So if I knew you, I'm so sorry that I didn't acknowledge you properly. And if I didn't know you, thanks for saying hi.
Yeah.
Whoever you are.
You get a lot of like looks, like they want to say hi, but they don't. So if you see us on the street and you want to say
what's
hi,
up, man.
But yeah, that show was amazing. It really kind of got me fired up and inspired. And they also do a podcast. It's called Ear Biscuits, if you're interested.
Yeah.
Check it out. It's also on Spotify. So that's a good one to listen to.
And it was good. I still think that we need to develop either musical talent or something.
Yeah, we do.
Well,
we gotta
have
start.
like a rap show?
Yeah, you rap. I kind of do my singing, I guess, my fake singing.
You're contagious.
Yeah, it's like the only one I can do. Trust me, baby.
Give me what you got. I can't do
I don't want to do it now. I know I'm too shy.
But you're so good at it. You should just bust it out.
No, it's not gonna sound good.
What is
Whoa!
that?
Just mute it.
My computer. How do you mute it? Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah, so we have to practice. We have a karaoke machine upstairs. We should practice.
Yeah, we could practice, but we don't because we don't have time to do anything.
I know.
And what would we do? We'd practice it'd have to be during the day when
do,
Charlie was awake.
We can entertain her. Okay, today I have a funny story. I was editing, and then Charlotte was sitting on my lap while I was editing. What she likes to do now is while I'm editing and there's a keyboard in front of me, she'll try and tap on the keyboard because she'll see me tapping.
Yeah.
So she keeps reaching out to tap to do what I'm doing. So I was editing our thumbnail, and in our thumbnails, you guys know Jane makes the craziest faces. Because I actually go skim through the video until...
People think that the thumbnails are fake.
They're not.
But that's legit my face.
Yeah,
I always have one stupid face.
But it's not always. Sometimes you're just like this the whole time. I'm like, damn it.
Because you let me sleep for 4 hours and you expect me to put on a show. So
she made this crazy open mouth, super open eyes face, and I froze it, and I was trying to edit it, and all of a sudden I hear baby laughing I was like, what? And then she's staring at you laughing so much, and then I made it big and I zoomed in and she's laughing like crazy, and then I would minimize it, and then she would stop. And then I'd do other stuff, and then I'd pop it open, and then she'd start laughing again. It was awesome.
That's so cute.
So I was testing to see if she's actually laughing at your face, and she was laughing at you. It was great.
My baby, she thinks I'm so funny.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Her laugh makes me feel good.
Mm-hmm. It's a cool little baby laugh.
Yeah.
It's refreshing because it's rare. It's still pretty rare.
Yeah, it's a work for it, man.
It's awesome.
So Charlotte had her 6-month shots, a couple days ago, right?
Yeah.
And they did first the flu shot and then her booster shot. For the flu shot, I got JV to hold her down because sometimes I can't handle it. So he held her leg down and then they pricked her with the needle for the flu shot. My girl didn't even flinch.
Nothing. Didn't even make a face. But before that, we should say that both me and Jane are sick.
Oh yeah.
We got a cold. First Charlotte got Charlotte got the cold. We don't know how. And then
I know how.
What?
On the airplane it's recycled air. The air's just going back and forth, so she picks
filtered.
something up.
But
filtered with what? It's terrible.
Yeah. But then she got me and Jane sick. So we went to the doctors. And then she was super stuffed up, her nose is runny and all. We have to
I'm barely sleeping because for some reason I've convinced myself that she's gonna forget to open her mouth to breathe, and that she's gonna suffocate.
Yeah, the first 2 nights I couldn't sleep. I kept because she was so quiet and I kept trying to listen, but I was too lazy to get up and check.
I fed her.
I was just lying there Is she okay? I should probably check.
I fed her while you were sleeping, and I put her down, and I got back in bed, and then you woke me up. You're like, "Is Charlotte okay?" And I was like, "I'm gonna kill you! Why would you just go look?" Yeah. And I said, "She's fine. I just fed her." And you're like, "Cause she hasn't been up." And I'm like, "I just fed her." Okay. And then you're like, "This look." Okay, then you just went back to sleep.
Sometimes I'll do that, and I don't even remember doing that. It's
you don't remember doing
subconscious. It? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was so funny. You woke me up to ask me if she was okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna kill you. But yeah, it was.
Okay.
What? You always cut me off.
No, go ahead.
My stories.
No, go ahead. Keep going.
No. That's it.
No. I didn't make a joke.
No, it's just my response to you. Crickets. So I'm still in search of the music videos that I used to make with Natalie.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been having like flashbacks of them, and I think some of them are going to be hilarious.
Yeah, so you're actually going to find them, you think?
I'm going to find them, and I'm going to upload them to YouTube because they're the best.
Speaking of our childhood,
I don't know where you're going, so I can't.
Okay, speaking of our childhood, I want to talk about the toys we used to play with as kids.
The toys.
The toys.
Sound like you said tours.
No, the tours we would take. The toys we played with when we were kids.
As children?
Yes, as children. Because we just watched this show on Netflix called The Toys That Made Us. And I watched the Transformer episode, which was awesome. And
Transformers.
So let's talk about that. What toys did you play with when you were a kid, Jane?
I had a lot of Barbies. I loved Barbies. And I especially loved the McDonald's ones, the small ones.
You liked the McDonald's Barbies?
Loved the McDonald's Barbies because they fit in my dollhouse because I had a teeny tiny dollhouse.
What brand was it? Teeny Tiny Dollhouse? Oh.
No, the dollhouse. It was just one that my godmother had made.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Well, because my parents, when I was younger, I wanted the Barbie dream house so bad, but they couldn't afford it. So they got this one. They bought it from my godmother who had made hers for her daughters when they were young or something like that. Anyway, so I had it. It was amazing. I would play with it all the time with my McDonald's Barbies. I would set them up. I'd have them like perfectly in place for the whatever game I was playing. And then I would leave to go do something. And I would come back later. And G.I. Joes would have infiltrated my dollhouse. They had hostages. There was like one would be hanging over the balcony. It was like ridiculous.
Yeah, the little G.I. Joes.
The tiny G.I. Joes. Because my brother had them. They were the same height as my McDonald's Barbies. And they always
rated
my dollhouse.
You know, those G.I. Joes were awesome because something we would do is we'd spin. I mean, my brother would spin them because they were connected by this black rubber band throughout the whole body, so you can stretch them.
Break.
So you'd spin them and then let them go, and then they'd spin.
Oh, you could actually break it.
I know. And then sometimes they would break. And
yeah,
that'd be
I
terrible.
remember that.
Yeah.
But so my brother Edward, he would always play with his G.I. Joes, and then he would actually get mad at me if I moved them because he was on a scene or whatever.
Oh, like a diorama?
Yeah. No, like not a diorama, but like, okay, like a diorama, but leave them so that he could continue his game.
Yeah.
But then I had a game that I was playing. He broke them up to play it, but it was crazy. So we had this like G.I. Joe Barbie thing.
Yeah,
and
so like this.
Yeah,
if you guys are watching on your YouTube, we're showing some right now.
Oh my God, he had that one.
He had this one?
Yeah.
Ranger. Code name Stalker.
Yeah. Yikes. Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's the newer one with the rock.
So there were definitely...
Oh, Cobra Commander. Cobra.
Cool. Okay, so we're going a little too far on this, bub. But yeah, so he would have them and they would take over my Barbies.
Yeah.
And then I would also play music and have them do stage shows, my big Barbies. And they were the moms of the McDonald's Barbies. And
the big Barbies were the moms of the little ones.
So, and then sometimes the girls would go to the concert because I had a Sonny and Cher stage. It was, again, my parents, they did what they could. Like, they couldn't afford much, so they would find stuff that was old or used or, like, whatever. And they'd be so excited to give it to me. And, Sonny and Cher, I don't even know what decade they're from. I think they're, like, brother and sister or something. But they were singers. And
Sonny and Cher, it's so familiar, but I don't remember what it was.
I think it's Sonny. Yeah. But Sonny and Cher. Okay, oh my gosh.
Oh, it's actually.
Oh, it's Cher. Like really Cher.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa, look at these costumes.
My gosh.
Here, if you're watching on the YouTube video, I'm showing pictures.
I guess they were brother and sister. They're weirdly close for brother and sister. They gotta not be. I hope they're not brother and sister.
They're not doing anything to.
They're just like holding hands.
Husband and wife.
Oh, husband and wife. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, husband and wife. So the 60s and 70s. So the stage was super old, but I mean, I was, again, so grateful.
Yeah.
It's like, what more could I have asked for?
Awesome.
So those were my big items, and I couldn't go to sleep without my popples.
Popples. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I remember Popples. Okay, so when I was a kid, my go-to toys were G.I. Joes
Of course.
and Transformers. Like those two were like when I was like a little. This is like as far back as I can remember. Probably my Rudolph toy was like the earliest toy I ever owned.
Like the reindeer?
Know that reindeer that we have? That I have? Have you ever seen it?
No.
You have. I still have it. I used to, as a baby, I would suck on the antlers, but that was the youngest.
God,
the
I
toy
hope you
remember.
still have it and I didn't throw it out or
Yeah,
something.
hopefully not. But then it moved on to G.I. Joes and Transformers toys.
Okay.
And then those were just like, I played with those all the time. And as I grew up, then it transitioned to Legos and Nerf guns. Those are huge. Oh my God. Lego was
Okay,
like,
I gotta say
awesome.
something. You're still into Lego and Nerf guns.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
did that transition happen recently?
no,
or like,
since I was a kid. Like, so
there's no
I
real
guess,
timeline on that one.
so what's happening, I kind of thought about this with that stuff. So when I was a kid, my parents, like, my dad, he owned his own business. He made pretty good money, and he would get us good toys. So we had, like, Legos, Transformers, Nerf guns. Like, we had the good toys.
Yeah.
And then now I could get whatever I want. So I'm getting those toys again. I'm getting the Nerf and the Lego and stuff. So
mine was different. Like, even Popples was used. I got Popples from a girl named Jessica Hart. She lived up the street on Obrus, like same street as Natalie, but she would babysit me when I was a kid, and whenever I was at her house in her room, I would hug her Popples, and I always wanted to play with her Popples.
okay, so Popples were just like, they were kind of like
Yeah.
a teddy bear, but you could turn it inside out and it would turn into a ball.
It was, oh, this looks like the commercial for it.
Nice ball. You can see a ball like this. See? Wow. Pop goes the pop. He's been trying to be focused.
Oh my god. This is what we had. And you just turn it inside
Yeah.
out. And it was a ball.
And you tuck the tail.
My sister had these, yeah.
I just had one pop. Oh, I had two Popples.
My sister had two. Yeah, there was. Yeah, two
PC
sizes.
Popple. Yeah, so I had, if you go back, mine was like, and then go to images. Beautiful. So.
Oh, they have new Popples, so it was kind of like that.
Oh,
These were the
there's
old
new
ones. I remember
ones.
those stuff.
Yeah, I had Party. That was my Popples.
Oh, Party! Wow.
But I didn't know that the name was Party. Like, I
Yeah.
just had Popples.
Yeah, so that was one of the toys that my sister had. She also, do you remember what's it called? Garbage Pail Kids?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I used to
my sister
collect the
liked
cards.
those. Oh, I hated
hated
them.
the stupid cards, but I got them for the gum.
Yeah. Well, let's look up some images here.
Yeah, Garbage Pail Kids. There you go. So Garbage Pail Kids were disgusting.
I hated them. I couldn't, like, they were so disturbing to me, but
Adam,
like they were such a huge phenomenon when
I
we were
know.
kids. Ew, he pulled out the whole thing.
The
like,
skeleton trying to get his tooth out.
What
It's
is it called?
disgusting.
dental hygiene. Ew, so there's a dentist pulling out a baby's tooth, but he pulls all of his skeleton out of his body, and then what's
Out of
left
his
is like
skin.
just like loose skin.
Disgusting.
Oh man.
And look at that one, the baby with the susu in his mouth and it goes through his skull.
Oh, this one was gross. I remember this. There's a girl
Skipping with her mucus.
with her
Drippy Debbie.
Drippy Debbie.
Gross. And then there was one, go back. There's one with Kanye.
Yeah, there's new ones now, but like,
I think these are disgusting.
they were so morbid. They were just like
Yeah.
babies in like these disgusting situations where they would die. Like just
Yeah. It's, I don't know. I think they're gross now that I look at them.
Yeah, I hate. Oh, this one was
Where she's
sick.
vomiting
She's
into the
vomiting into the thing
pot
that she's cooking.
to cook. Yeah, it's, I don't know why these were popular. They're
They
disgusting.
were so popular. I hated them. I think because they were so
Out there.
Yeah, out there for the time, and kids don't really get to see stuff like that. And like when you
Yeah.
had them, they were like, look, like, you know,
Yeah.
really. I
They're
hated Garbage Pail
nasty.
Kids.
And they were stickers too, like it could peel off. Remember?
Ooh.
I would stick them places.
Licking the pee off
Disgusting.
the ground.
Gross.
Oh. Okay, I can't look at this.
Yeah, I don't want to look at these anymore.
It
Get rid of them.
still grosses me out to this day.
Me too. So you had G.I. Joes,
Transformers,
Transformers.
Nerf, and Lego.
and what were mine?
Yours were Popples, Barbies, and that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
So for me, after that, what I started to do was I started to make my own toys, like modifications to the toys I
Yeah.
had. So I would, with the Nerf guns, like I was also watching shows like Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, what else was that? VR Troopers, stuff like that. So I would make armor for my Nerf gun stuff. So I would take a sock, and then I would take cardboard and build around the sock of cardboard.
Okay.
So I could take the armor off. So I cut a hole in the end of the sock, and then I taped the cardboard on the outside, and so I
Yeah.
could put the armor on. And then I had a chest piece, and I had leg pieces,
So
and I
you'd
had
make your
shoulder
own
pieces,
stuff?
and I had like this whole, you know, X-Eyed Rider?
Yeah.
It would be kind of like that. And then I would go to Radio Shack, and I would buy motors, batteries, and wires, and switches, and I would make like drills and propellers, and I would add those on to the...
Darcy used to do stuff like that. Darcy Chow. He would like make things just from scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was he didn't want to ride his bike, so he put a motor on it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, in high school. Like
Holy.
way like it was like there weren't electric bicycles.
Yeah, yeah.
And he did that. Like he
But
just,
it was probably gas powered.
yeah, it would have to be, I guess. I
Yeah,
don't
back
know.
then it
But
had to
he
be
would do
gas
like
powered.
he did all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And then I remember once he made something crazy. Like it was either the bike with the motor or he did it with a skateboard or something like that. And then he brought it in, and the shop teacher wouldn't believe that he made it.
What?
And was like fighting him, like ready to take him to the office because he tried to give it in as his project. And he took him to the office saying like, no, you didn't make this. And then he was able to like recreate it or something like that, where he made it himself
What a
again.
jerk. The shop teacher didn't think that he made it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But imagine like
Terrible.
you're that creative. So now he actually makes custom things for people.
Mm-hmm.
Like they fashion him to make whatever they want.
Cool.
Yeah. So I think that's like that was on our last podcast where we were talking about following your dreams as a kid.
So it actually worked out. So like that was like, for me, I did stuff when I was like 10 to like 12. So nothing like bikes and stuff. But like,
Yeah.
no, maybe not 10, maybe 6 to 12 when Radio Shack was still around.
Yeah.
So a couple things I made was like, you know those hats with the propellers?
propeller, yeah.
I made one of those, like with a motor propeller and a battery pack inside.
Yeah.
And I also made, in the house, I made a buzzer system. So if you wanted to reach someone upstairs, everyone had like their assigned noises. So I would have one buzz, my sister would have 2, my brother would have 3.
Now we just
And then-
text.
Yeah, now you can text, but this is what we had back then.
And
so-
that's cool.
yeah, and I also made like I would design, I had plasticine. I would do stop go animation with a video camera, and I made a drill to
Is
like.
plasticine like Play-Doh?
It's like Play-Doh, but it never hardens. It's always
Oh.
malleable. You can always move it around.
Okay.
So I made this drill where I can like, kind of shave pieces off and really get like intricate with the design.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a whole cool thing. And RC cars was huge too.
RC cars, were those like cars that you could sit in, or were they the teeny cars?
Remote control cars.
Oh, okay. Oh, RC remote
Yeah.
control.
So these things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So RC cars had like.
My brother was in Boy Scouts,
Oh man.
and he had to make a car from scratch that could go on its own. Like, you had to put it on top of this, like, hill thing, and then it would go down at the mall.
Yeah.
And they did that every year. They raced them.
Soapbox derby, and he'd get in it and
No, they had
oh.
little ones. Like, these remote control size.
Yeah.
But they had to build them themselves.
I remember this one. Man, these Tyco cars were so cool, but they went out of business.
You have to describe them for our listeners.
Okay, so they're just like remote control cars with special. Each one of them had special abilities. Like one of them had like giant wheels. Another one had like tank treads. Oh, Bandit! This is the one I had. Oh
Yeah,
my
that one.
gosh, the Bandit. Mine was red though, so I had this exact same one. The tires had
It's
air.
black,
in it.
and there's like
black.
spiky things on the tires or whatever.
Yeah, and it's like a pickup truck, but it was ridiculously fast for its time. Like it was
Yeah.
way too fast. For
It's
a
got the
kid to
same
have.
kind of batteries like your drone has.
Yeah, but they were way bigger.
Okay.
A lot bigger, but it was like as fast as a gas-powered RC car. Yeah, it was really cool.
Can we talk about something that we recently watched that I can't seem to get out of my head?
What?
Making a Murderer
2? Yeah.
2.
We watched the second one, Making a Murderer
I
2.
cannot get it out of my head.
So, okay, so
I
if you
might-
haven't seen Making
yeah.
a Murderer,
Then this
You
is going to
should-
be some spoilers.
you should probably watch it. You might have to skip ahead a little bit, but watch the second season. Definitely watch the first season.
Yeah.
And we're gonna
So-
talk about it a
yeah.
little bit here.
Okay, so the Stephen Avery's new lawyer is unbelievable. She's pretty much a detective, but a good one, because she has already kind of figured out who did it, like who she thinks could have done it, because she has even done role playing where she saw how fast it would take for the brother to get like to chase down Teresa Hallback and then to actually like pull her over and stuff.
Yeah, like they did field tests where they took the times that she saw this person and the cell phone tower calls.
Yeah.
Like they coordinated all of that, and then they recreated
and then the
her.
place where she was murdered.
Yeah,
it was,
we're
and it was
driving and-
perfect.
Yeah, it was so cool.
But it was so crazy. There's been 2 times, like in the season 1, I was sure that the person who did it was her boyfriend, or her ex-boyfriend or whatever, because she was hooking up with her roommate, who happened to be her ex-boyfriend's best friend, something like that, and a married guy or whatever. It was just a string of things. She's in her 20s, like she's making mistakes, you know.
Or it didn't happen at the same time. It might have been after. We don't know.
But whatever, like
Yeah.
she's, you know, you make mistakes, you move on. But she didn't get to move on because she was murdered. But I thought for sure it was him in like a jealous rage of what was happening, and then I realized no, he was just used by the police to plant evidence. And it all comes down to like everyone keeps saying like, why would the police go after him? Why would they do that? Well, what is it? 68 million?
Yeah, it was something like $65 million lawsuit.
A lawsuit
that he was
against the
filing
police.
against the police. So in a small town like that, $65 million will take down
The police.
everything. Like
Yeah.
police will lose their jobs. Like I don't know, the people in what a Senate, I don't know, whatever the positions are.
yeah, it's
They'll
just-
a lot of people will lose their jobs. The town will go bankrupt
Because he
and
was
it'll screw
wrongfully
everything up.
convicted of a rape.
Yeah.
And he spent, 18 years in prison for that?
Yeah, so he wants 65 mil, but that'll destroy the town. But then the town has to fight against him.
So they planted,
planted all
a
these-
second thing on him, and it was a
Yeah.
murder.
But like, also thinking about it now, like Stephen Avery like dropped that to like 2 million or 4 million.
Or just
you know?
say, like, listen, if you let me out of prison, I'm not going to sue. Then leave the state, then sue.
yeah,
Like-
but not. It's too much money. Do like 4 million.
But what is 18 years of his life worth?
I know, but then there's no way he's gonna get out, because if he does get out, then
Now he has a second lawsuit.
yeah, because the whole town will be against you and they will not let you win. So it's not worth the money, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Just be like, okay, like drop the suit. Well, it's too late now.
Do you
Like, it's
think
way too
that
late now.
Stephen Avery did it?
I don't think he did it.
I don't think he
But
did
I
it
think
either.
he's stupid for suing for that much money. It's like he should have seen
Well,
the first time around, like, holy crap, okay, they're all against me because of how much I'm suing them for.
No, this is the first money that he's still suing for. He can't sue for new money. He's in prison for a crime he was convicted for.
Yeah.
The millions, the 68 millions, is from when he was in prison for 18 years for wrongfully being
Oh.
convicted of rape.
Wait, but then he won that one.
Yes, and so he's supposed to get 68 million, but he can't go to the courts because he's in prison for a new murder.
Oh gosh, yeah.
So,
man.
that's why everything is all messed up.
Oh, so they can't let him out, and that
'Cause
stupid guy.
if he gets out,
what's that guy who's like, you know what I'm talking
Kratz.
about? Oh, he's just every time this guy's interviewed. He's
No, you're talking about the one that's against Brendan Dassey.
Yeah, he's like, that guy. That's a different guy.
For Teresa Hallbuck's family, you know, blah
Just
blah blah.
wanna
Every
get this
time,
case done for Teresa Hallbuck's
like
family.
it's so clear that this boy has challenges.
Yeah, he's mentally
he's mentally delayed a bit, but it's like he has challenges, and they keep talking about his IQ and whatnot, but any normal human looking at him would understand that his comprehension is not the same as a regular person.
No.
So especially at the end of his interview where he said he had done all these things and killed her, and he's like, I have to hand in my project for fourth period. Can I get going? And they're like, well, I don't think you're going to have to worry about that, Brendan.
Yeah.
But it's like...
So, like, after all that, and he'd say, just any normal person, even if you're 16 years old,
you would
understand. Say all that, you'd be like...
You'd know, okay, that's it for me. Like, I'm done. But he
was like, can I go back to class
going
now?
back to class.
Yeah.
So he clearly...
And if you watch that interrogation, they were feeding him like
what
to say.
What happened in the garage, Brandon?
Oh, nothing happened in the garage. It was outside. Are you sure? Yeah.
You sure it wasn't in the garage?
It was outside. What happened in the garage? Like, and then he'd finally say like, yeah, in the garage. And then then what did you like?
Yeah.
It was just like.
And it was like then
he
said Teresa was handcuffed to the bed, and it's like you look at the bed in the videos, and it's like a 4-poster bed or a 2-poster bed. Like there's 2 things at the end, and if she was handcuffed to that, then there would be marks all over it of the wood chipping and stuff.
Exactly, and then the stab wounds and like the blood.
Like why was there no blood inside? The bed wasn't made. Like there was nothing. There's no evidence of it.
No evidence. The only evidence they have is that interrogation with him admitting stuff. But they fed him what to say. It's just so apparent
like
in that video.
The legal system it's Wisconsin, right? The legal system in Wisconsin is clearly broken.
Yeah, but
if that's what they can do,
because they don't want to all the people to lose their jobs. They're all in on it to get this guy.
But that's wrong because they sent a man to prison.
But even that what's that judge? There was like 3 of them.
Yeah, the white guy with the white hair.
Yeah,
right?
so there's 2. They sent it to some other. I forget what it's called.
The seven court appeal or whatever.
Something like that. And then so at first, like there's 3 judges that were not from the town.
No.
Saw the interrogation. They saw the interview, and 2 of the ladies are like, "This is obviously
coercion."
He was coerced. Coerced.
You're pronouncing the H. What are you, Stewie? Cool Whip. Cool Whip. It's ruined.
Ruined.
Doesn't he say ruined?
Ruined.
Cool Whip.
So
coerced.
It was coerced, right?
Coerced, yeah.
Coerced. So it was obviously coerced. These 2 women judges were like, yeah, like this is disgusting. The way the police handled it was like totally wrong. One lady was like, I feel sick watching this because it was obviously
coercion at its finest.
Yeah.
And then the other lady said, the fact that he said I have to go to school to hand in my project clearly shows that he had no idea what he was saying.
No. And then there's one guy, this older guy.
He was like, oh, it's obvious he was uncomfortable because he was admitting to what he had done.
Yeah,
and
I saw nothing
boiling inside of him, and he had to get it out.
And he's like, I saw nothing wrong with their interrogation.
And all I want to say is like, are you dumb?
That's so crazy.
Are you dumb?
Like,
excuse me, sir. Are you dumb?
Because it doesn't make sense to me because I kind of like compare it to the way, maybe he can't see it like how we're seeing it. Because, say like I'll see someone and I'll recognize them, and you'll see someone and you won't have any idea who they are.
Yeah.
So, but I know clearly who it is, but you don't. You just don't see it.
Yeah.
So maybe it's something like that where, I don't know. Like, some people
can't see.
Just can't see that he's challenged and that and what the police were doing was wrong. Like.
Yeah.
I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
There's mental deficiencies there that are so obvious. And it just comes out. But it's also, the problem is that his mother also has some challenges. Like, they're obviously not as pronounced as Brennan's, but she does have them.
You know, all they have to do is say, I need a lawyer present, and
And then it would
none
have
of this
ended.
wouldn't happen.
Yeah, but they didn't know how to do that. Because
Or the mother
there
could
wasn't,
have said, like, I want to be present, because she had that in her
but
rights.
she
to be like,
also probably didn't think that Brendan was going to be admitting to murder.
Yeah, and the police probably said, you got to wait outside. Nope, you got to go.
And she would just wait out there because
Yeah.
she wouldn't know what to do.
She wouldn't know to be like, nope, I'm staying with my kid. And then
Yeah.
she didn't know. She probably didn't know that she could say
you
that.
Imagine if the police ever tried to interview Charlotte without one of us present.
She's gonna know though. Like
I would be
if
like,
anything
I'm
ever
gonna
happens,
be there. JV's gonna be there. My father's gonna be
yeah.
there.
Well, just say like if anything ever
there's
happens,
gonna be 3 lawyers.
Yeah, if anything ever happens
Yeah.
like that, let's just say you need a lawyer. If anything
Yeah.
police stuff, you need a lawyer, because I forget what show it was probably a podcast where there was a lawyer on it, or like a cop on it, and then they're like 95% of people that say, or some whatever percentage was, but as soon as someone says they need a lawyer, the likelihood of them getting charged drops by like 95%. But if
Really?
they don't say that, then they're pretty much screwed.
Wow.
But all you have to do is say, I need a lawyer. And then like the cops are just like, oh, like he said he needs a lawyer. Like they hate when people say that, because then you can't do
Really?
what those cops did.
Yeah.
This whole thing.
Well,
would be
even
gone.
when they were interviewing Steven didn't have a lawyer present. Remember, it was in that room. It was the
Yeah,
bird's eye view
bird's
shot.
eye view.
But it was like Steven just kept telling the truth, or what we have now come to believe is the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, this could be jokes on us, like.
But then they were trying to get him to say stuff too, but he's like, no, that didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
What are you
No.
talking about? Yeah.
Yeah.
No. And he's getting frustrated and yeah.
And he's like,
it's just,
I went out. I went over to his trailer and he wasn't there. So then I went back into mine, and
it's
then I
so
closed
hard
the door.
to watch because you kind of know what's going on, and like
Yeah.
stuff like that in the system
Steven's
happens
not the sharpest tool in the shed either.
No, but he's at least trying. Like he's reading
Yeah.
all these books, and he's even the lawyer speak. You know, there's like complicated lawyer speak. He understands that now.
He
too.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just stuff like this happens all the time in the system, where there's just someone that's in the wrong place at the wrong time, and the cops are just like, it was this guy, and then he's there in the system, and it's done. No one revisits
and how
it. There's
easy
no
was
shows.
that for them to arrest him when he had previously been arrested for a crime? Yeah,
It's just sad.
It really is sad.
It's a good show though, but it shows the corruption. And
isn't it sad that it's a great show, but I think it's sad that it's someone's real life. Like, at the end of the day, 2 men are in prison for what we believe they didn't do, and 1 girl is dead.
Yeah.
And her family is without her.
And
it's possibly like this guy's brother and stepfather that did it.
Possibly.
I mean,
And
it could be anyone, but she's really...
the saddest thing is we'll probably never know unless this lady.
She's gonna crack
if
it.
she gets to go to court, then I think we
What's her
might
name again?
see.
Catherine, or is it Kathleen?
If she ever gets to step foot in
Yeah.
court, then I think we're gonna see some stuff. But they won't let her in court because
They
remember,
know.
she had that stack of new
Yes.
evidence, and then the lady that doesn't like Stephen Avery.
Kathleen Zellner.
Yeah, Kathleen Zellner. So the lady that already doesn't like him was
Yeah.
like, nope. She didn't even read it because she didn't give any
Yes.
notes on why.
Yeah.
Because so it showed that she didn't even read the stack of new evidence because she wasn't like, this is. She just like said no without any like. Yeah, it's
brutal.
just the whole thing is.
I didn't know Stephen Avery had kids.
Yeah, neither did I.
Stephen Avery, twin sons, speak out.
Whoa.
Oh, there's him with his kids.
I guess they're not in the documentary.
No.
Because their lives are probably really affected.
Yeah, especially since they look exactly like him.
Yeah.
It's like kind of rough, man. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just so sad at the same time. Like
It is.
everything.
I hope
that's
there's a
happened.
third part and we see some kind of resolve, but
Yeah. I mean, like, and what about that girl that was like craving camera attention? And she's like, I knew that if there was a second part to Making a Murderer, I would be in as Stephen Avery's girlfriend.
Yeah, and then something happened, and she was just
because she went on Dr.
Oh, she's right here. Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil, and she was on like, obviously, just going from show to show, trying to make as much money as possible.
Mm-hmm. And then they were pressuring her, like, "You're really gonna go out with this guy? He's in prison." And then she felt pressured.
Well, because then they had him secretly on the phone listening.
Yeah.
And then he got really mad and blew up at her, and then she's like, now she hopes that he never gets out of prison.
Just one, yeah. She was shady from the start.
Yeah.
She never loved him.
No, and it's really
she turned
sad.
on him quick.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just crazy. The whole show has been
highly recommend, guys.
Yeah.
Check it out when you can.
Definitely. I'm hoping that there's a part 3 and that there's some justice. But we're sad. Hopefully you've watched part 2. If you haven't, we're about to ruin the end of it for you. So maybe you take a second break if you haven't. But the fact that it went to the not Superior Court, that's Canada, the Supreme Court, Brendan Dassey's, they take what is it, 10 in 1,000 cases that are submitted,
like that.
And they wouldn't take Brendan Dassey's case, so it's over for him. And I'm gonna cry, man. It's so sad. He read something because he's not able to just speak freely because he's obviously incapable of that kind of thing. And he read like about saying thank you to everyone who supported him and that he really is innocent. And it just broke my heart because he's going to get out of prison in his 50s. And he went into prison at 16 years old for like basically being coerced into giving a fake confession. And
like and then they were showing his like what he does in jail, like his infractions, and it's like he had to
he had his cellmate get him an extra cup of noodles because he was hungry.
Yeah.
He said.
And like just one other thing, like he had an extra crayon or something, like
it was a crayon,
so small,
something
like,
ridiculous.
This guy's obviously not a violent person.
No, like his infractions were so tiny.
And then I wonder if the judges or anyone like that, after watching this special, do you think they have a change of heart, or maybe they'll be like, I didn't see it like that?
I don't know because that one guy, he was ridiculous.
There's one judge. He was against them.
I want to call out his name. He deserves it.
He was against them from the start. Like
Yeah.
It didn't matter what evidence was shown. He was just like already not. Like
yeah.
He was against them already.
Brendan Dassey, 3 judges, right?
Okay, we're getting over time
last
here.
one. It was this guy, Judge William Duffin.
Judge William Duffin, I think, right?
I think that was him. Isn't that it? No, actually, that's not it.
No,
Who
was
were
that?
the
What's the name
Oh,
of that weird
gosh.
thing? It was like the.
It wasn't
7
Duffin.
section.
It was it was the 7 court. Brendan Dassey, 7 court. I can't remember. It's gonna bother me, and someone's gonna put in the comment sections. 7th Circuit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what are you gonna look up?
I was looking the judges. 7th Circuit judges. Okay, stick it in there.
Guys.
We're gonna get it.
No.
No.
We might be protecting them. Well, no, they're on the show.
Yeah, so it
Whatever,
can't be.
we'll find it.
Yeah,
some
we'll
other
find
time.
it and we'll talk about it. But yeah, if you haven't watched that show, you need to watch it because it is incredible.
Yeah, so you can join the conversation.
Yeah.
I think that wraps it up for episode.
Yeah. Bless you. Episode 14. Bless you. Hopefully next week we're not so sick.
I know. Sorry if I'm like sniffling a lot, guys. We're sick. I'm really sick.
Yeah. And we kind of didn't follow pattern today, but it was nice to be back, and I'm sure everyone's really happy that we're back.
Yeah.
Oh, guys.
Oh, wow.
You're embarrassing me. Thanks. Stop. Seriously, guys. Stop. You're too much. It's been a really funny time.
Good one. Guys, just if you could on iTunes, if you're on iTunes, or if you're on Android, leave a comment, like and rate the video. That really the podcast that really helps. Another thing you can do is leave a comment on YouTube. Any comment, we're gonna be answering questions from there.
Watch it on Spotify.
Like the video.
or listen
Follow
or
us
whatever.
over on Spotify. We're on Spotify, so just a lot of people have it now. It's totally free. It's where you can listen to music, any song you want. And now they're doing
Yeah.
this thing with podcasts. So check us out there. We also have a Patreon too if you want to help out there too.
Yeah.
And what
that's
else?
it.
And we got our, this is like after stuff. You guys, we got
Our
Quince
merch.
tonight working on some merch for us.
Yeah.
So she's like one of our
J Squad Girl
J
Squad.
Squad Girl Squad, and her artwork has been amazing. Her
It's
her
so
fan art has
good.
been so good, and I want her to be like a part of the team, kind of eventually. Like, so she's gonna design she has some t-shirt ideas, so she's gonna send them over when she's done. She's in school right now, so there's no rush, but she's gonna help
But
us
eventually
out.
she'll be on the J team.
Yeah, so if everything goes well and like these ideas are, just if everything goes well, I want to get her on the team because
Definitely.
that'll be really, really cool.
And her artwork is so rad.
Yeah, we got some new merch. Check out our merch store. We got some sick shirts available, and we got
Good stuff over
hoodies, we got leggings, we got phone cases, mugs, t-shirts, socks. We got a bunch of stuff.
there. JV put it all up.
Yeah, so check that out.
Definitely. Guys, thanks so much for listening. We had a fun time this week.
Yeah.
All right, we'll catch you in the next one. We're out of here. Peace.